Today's topic is National Green Tribunal. The National Green Tribunal has been established on 18th October 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 for effective and expeditious disposal of cases relating to environmental protection and conservation of forests and other natural resources, including enforcement of any legal right relating to environment and giving relief and compensation for damages to persons and property and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. This mainly includes improving the environmental rule of law, access to justice, and environmental dispute resolution. It is essential in achieving the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Sustainable Development Goals. The SDG goal of 16, which indicates peace, justice, and strong institutions to be provided at every level. All over the world, more than 1,200 environmental courts and tribunals are functioning in various countries, and more such courts have been planned for the future. Need for NGT in India. In the cases of MC Mehta vs. Union of India, Indian Council for Enviro Legal Action vs. Union of India, and AP Pollution Control Board vs. Professor M.V. Naidu, the Indian Supreme Court observed that as environmental cases frequently involve the assessment of scientific data, setting up environmental courts on a regional basis with a legally qualified judge and two experts would help speed the judicial process. At the same time, the Law Commission of India, in its 186th report published in 2003, recommended the establishment of environmental courts in India. This recommendation was based on a review of the technical and scientific problems that came before the courts and the inadequacy of judicial knowledge on the scientific and technical aspects of environmental issues. Establishment of environmental codes. The NGT was established in the year 2010 through the NGT Act, which was enacted through the Parliament of India under the provision of Article 21, which emphasizes the right to live in a clean and healthy environment. It also mainly deals with disposing of civil cases relating to environmental protection, conservation of forest, the resources, and enforcement of any legal rights related to the environment. The NGT replaced the then existing National Environment Appellate Authority of the Ministry of Environment and Forest. According to NGT Act of 2010, the tribunal shall have jurisdiction over all civil cases where a substantial question relating to environment is involved. Such questions may arise out of the implementation of certain acts like the Water Act of 1974, the Water Cess Act of 1977, the Forest Act of 1980, the Air Act of 1981, the Environment Act of 1986, the Public Liability Insurance Act of 1991, and the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. Now moving on to the functioning of NGT. NGT is functional at 5 zones. The principal seat is at New Delhi and the zonal benches include Bhopal, Pune, Chennai, Kolkata, which are the central, western, southern and eastern zone respectively. The tribunal will also have a judicial and expert members. This is to reduce the constraints of accessibility, especially for the poor and tribal populations living in remote areas of the country. The powers of NGT. NGT is a quasi-judicial body, hence has limited power. It has authority similar to law enforcement agencies, but it is not like a normal court. The courts have the power to adjudicate all types of disputes, but NGT has the power of enforcing laws on administrative agencies. NGT's action may be appealed to a court of law. For example, in cases of crime and other offences, NGT can only issue recommendations for punishment depending on the nature and gravity of the offence. However, such punishment can be challenged in a court of law, which is the final authority. In this context also, the NGT's role appears limited. Now moving on to the studies on impact of NGT. In 2015, Shrotriya discussed the NGT, its jurisdiction, powers, functions, significant cases, principles applied accessibility and value addition to environmental jurisprudence and stated that NGT has had an important role in providing access to justice on matters concerning the environment. The report also categorized the cases into five types, which include original applications filed by aggravated persons under the NGT Act, the original application seeking compensation, applications from implementing authorities, appeals from industries, and appeals from NGOs or aggravated persons regarding non-compliance to rules, notifications, or clearances. In 2014, Rajan attempted to highlight the history of environmental justice in India since 1970. He discussed the red green environmentalism, the Bhopal gas tragedy, and its implications. Preston in 2014 found 12 key characteristics for the successful operation of environmental courts, which include independence, knowledge of judges, centralized jurisdiction, status and authority, and much more. The application of international environmental law principles such as sustainable development, precautionary, and polluter pay to NGT was discussed by Gill in 2014. In 2012, Amarante discussed the pros and cons of the establishment of green tribunals and concluded that green tribunals appear to be very useful tools to satisfy the growing needs of environmental protection and sustainable development in the Asian region. Areas of discussion. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is the nodal agency for overseeing the implementation of ministry's environmental policy and programs relating to conservation and protection. A prior environmental clearance are issued before any developmental projects in accordance with Environmental Impact Assessment Notification of 2006. Further, the environmental norms are monitored by regional offices of the Ministry and State Pollution Control Board and Pollution Control Committees of Union Territories. The process of EIA include screening, scoping, public consultation and appraisal. This process also includes collection of data and preparation of EIA report, public consultation, finalization of EIA report, appraisal by expert appraisal committee and examination of MOEF and CC. The regional offices are located at Bangalore, Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Chandigarh, Chennai, Dehradun, Lucknow, Nagpur, Ranchi, and Shillong, which monitors the implementation and grants clearances to development projects under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. In the matter of Rajendra Singh Bandari vs. State of Uttarakhand and others, the NGT issued detailed guidelines to the state government and union territories for preventing and controlling water pollution through state pollution control boards. The NGT also highlighted that the constitution of the pollution control boards and eligibility criteria and appointment of chairman or member secretary of the boards or committees should be in accordance with the Water Act and Air Act. In several important environmental matters, the NGT takes suo motu appeals in the interest of environmental protection and public health. In the year 2016, there was a total of 11 suo motu appeals taken by the NGT. Among them, the water sector ranked first, and both industry operations and nature sectors ranked second, and mining and waste sectors having one appeal each ranked third. In the matter of suo motu proceedings initiated on a petition received from Sri K. J. Paulos Ernakulam, the NGT issued directions to the State Pollution Control Board for prevention of pollution of the river Periyar by industries and to take appropriate action in case of violation, including closure of the units after following due process of law. Coastal regulation zone issues. Following observations and directions were taken. That is, NGT stressed that public hearing process is necessary. It refers to the provisions of CRZ notification. NGT will hold clearance issues until an action is taken by coastal zone management authorities. It also issues directions to MOEF and CC and CZMA to carry out inspections. Environmental compensation. NGT provides relief and compensation to the victims of pollution. In several judgments, NGT has directed environmental compensation to be made on the basis of polluters pay principle. It has also directed to compensate for the rejuvenation of Yamuna River, Ganga River, and also provided farmers of Vapi, Gujarat with relief fund. With this, we come to an end about National Green Tribunal. I hope you guys like this video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.